Hey everyone, we're Group B of Week 8 and we'll be talking about disasters and insurance. Today we will present the landmark case Ridgecrest New Zealand Limited versus IAG New Zealand Limited, which highlights key legal principles surrounding insurance claims after multiple disasters. This case centers around Ridgecrest commercial property, which suffered extensive damage due to four major earthquakes between 2010 and 2011 in Christchurch. Our goal today is to walk you through the events that led to this legal dispute, the key legal issues involved, the outcome of the case, and how proactive property management could have mitigated these risks. Each of us will cover a specific aspect of this case as we go through it. The appellant in this case is Ridgecrest New Zealand Limited, which owned a commercial property at 215 Gloucester Street, Christchurch. The respondent, IAG New Zealand Limited, was Ridgecrest's insurer. The insurance policy with IAG had a maximum liability of $1.984 million for each separate disaster referred to as a happening. This amount would become critical in the dispute that arose when Ridgecrest made claims after each earthquake. Now let's go over each sequence of events that led to this dispute, starting with the earthquakes themselves. Ryan will explain.
Let's have a look at what actually happened. Ridgecrest building was heavily damaged by four different earthquakes between the years 2010 and 2011. On September the 4th, 2010, the first earthquake caused significant damage to the building. Repairs started after this event. On December 26, 2010, the second earthquake caused even more damage, but the initial repairs were still not finished when the second earthquake hit. On February the 22nd, 2011, the third earthquake was particularly destructive. IAG declared the building irreparable after this event, meaning they believed it couldn't be repaired. And on June the 13th, 2011, the final earthquake completely destroyed the building, leaving it as a total loss. Following these events, Ridgecrest filed insurance claims for each of the four earthquakes, hoping to receive the maximum payout for each one. However, IAG disputed this, claiming that once the building was declared irreparable after the third earthquake, all prior claims should be merged into a single payout. At first glance, this might seem like a clear-cut case, but the key issues arose when IAG argued that all of Ridgecrest's claims should be merged into a single payout. IAG claimed that once the building was declared irreparable after the third earthquake, any damages from early events should be merged into one, limiting their liability to a single payout. This raised several legal questions, particularly about how successive disasters should be treated under an insurance policy. Henrik will now cover the major legal issues that came up.
Now, let's break down the major legal issues in this case. Number 1, incomplete repairs. Ridgecrest argued that they were entitled to claim for the damage caused by each earthquake, even though repairs weren't completed after the first 2 weeks. IAG argued that the irreparable damage on the building after the third event essentially nullified the previous claims. Liability cap. Ridgecrest believed that the insurance policy reset after each earthquake, allowing them to claim up to $1.984 million for each event. IAG disagreed, arguing that their liability should be limited to one payout in total. Merger doctrine. Ridgecrest asserted that each earthquake should be treated as a separate event, while IAG argued that the damages should merge into a single claim after the building was declared a total loss. Indemnity principle. Ridgecrest maintained they should be able to claim for each event, while IAG argued that they had already compensated Ridgecrest for the total loss and couldn't be liable more. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Ridgecrest. The court found that the insurance policy's liability cap reset after each earthquake, meaning that Ridgecrest could claim up to $1.984 million for each event. The merger doctrine did not apply, and each event was treated as a separate claim. Additionally, the indemnity principle did not restrict Ridgecrest from recovering each individual event, as long as the total claim did not exceed the building's replacement value. As a result, Ridgecrest was allowed to recover damages from each earthquake, setting a precedent for how insurance policies are interpreted in cases involving multiple disasters. I'll now pass it on to Daniel to talk about how proactive property management could have helped mitigate the risks and avoid legal disputes.
As property managers, we could have taken several proactive steps to mitigate the risks and reduce the legal disputes in this case. Number 1, comprehensive disaster planning. By strengthening the building and understanding the risks associated with fault lines, we could have reduced the damage from each earthquake. Proactively upgrading the building's seismic resilience would have minimized repair costs. Number 2, faster and more effective repairs. If repairs had been completed quicker after the first 2 earthquakes, the building might have been in better condition to withstand subsequent earthquakes. Number 3, communication and coordination with IAG. Clear coordination with IAG could have prevented delays and confusion caused by conflicting expectations. Number 4. Insurance policy review. A thorough review of the insurance policy would have clarified liability and potentially avoided many of the legal disputes that arose. And so, the Ridgecrest NZ Limited v IAG New Zealand Limited case stands as a prime example of how complex and challenging insurance claims can become when disaster strikes multiple times. It's a reminder that property owners need to fully understand their policies to avoid surprises, and insurers need to be clear on how they handle claims for repeated events. But beyond the legal side, this case shows the power of proactive property management. Planning ahead, making timely repairs, and staying in sync with insurers can make all the difference when the unexpected happens. This ruling has now set a lasting precedent for how insurance claims will be handled in future disasters, helping property owners and the insurers alike navigate the stormy waters ahead.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you learned something new and enjoyed it. We've also put the information to the court documents in the description below. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.